Hey guys, it's all over. I've seen all 12 films. I thoroughly enjoyed myself throughout all of it. And I thought I'd just give you what I felt was my ranking for it all. So at number 12, I had The Kidnapping of Michel Houellebecq. For that one, it was funny, it was bizarre. It looked like it was shot on a shoestring budget, so it's possible for anyone to do that with the script. I just wasn't sure what it was doing in the competition. It was just a bit different. I think that maybe it was, I don't know why it was there really. Number 11, I had Fishing Cat, which was the Iranian film. Great execution for obviously rehearsing for a long time to get the one shot that went over 2 hours. My only concern was that it just wasn't that engaging to keep going. I wasn't really engaged in the characters, and it felt like a series of vignettes rather than something that I could watch a story move forward on. At number 10, I have Ruin. I give them huge props for bringing such social issues to light. I hope they go really well. My only concern was that it was a little bit slow at times, and the story wasn't really being moved forward as much as it was an episodic kind of film. At number 9, I've put Black Coal Thin Ice. It was well executed for a film noir, especially in the modern day. The problem being, though, that it makes it quite predictable, and I wasn't really surprised with many of the twists in there. At number 8, I have Kumiko the Treasure Hunter. This was shot really well. The acting was beautiful. It had some funny moments where there was a bit of a cultural clash between Japan and America. My only concern was that I'm still trying to find a deeper point or meaning to the whole film, and for that it slipped down the rankings a little bit for me. At number 7, I have The Rover. It was standout performances by Guy Pearce and Robert Pattinson. My only problem was I felt like it maybe took itself a bit too seriously sometimes, and also the ending for me I felt devalued it a little bit. At number 6, I have Snowpiercer. This was probably the best concept science fiction film that was there. My only concern as well was the ending. It just kind of tried too much, and with that it kind of dug itself into holes and didn't explain everything. At number 5, I have 20,000 Days on Earth, the Nick Cave documentary. This is a terrific way of changing up a genre, and the rock documentary genre is one that we see a lot of, so I thought the way that they shot this was terrific. My only concern with that is that it allowed for a selective history, which if people just saw that and knew nothing else about Nick Cave, they probably wouldn't get the whole view about who he is as a person. At number 4, I have Fell. This was a terrific directing debut by Casimir Burgess, and I love the way it was shot, and I love the maturity of the script. At number 3, I have 2 Days, One Night. This was the best script for me, and I wasn't surprised that it actually won the overall competition. It was clear, concise, everything about it. You knew where they were going, and I thought the performances were spectacular from everyone who acted in it. At number 2, I have Locke, which starred Tom Hardy. This is a terrific example of what digital filmmaking can do these days. Shot incredibly quickly, a wonderful performance that I don't think that many actors could pull off at the moment, and it just told a terrific story about one man and his convictions. And my number 1 film of the Sydney Film Festival competition, and I'm sure if you've seen all my videos, you would have probably seen it in my voice and the way that I spoke about it, was Boyhood by Richard Linklater. This is a very innovative film to be shooting the same people over 12 years. It teaches you a great deal about just normal life, and I think that this is a film that I would recommend on to everyone. In fact, all the films are things that I would recommend to everyone, but this one is such a standout, and I sincerely hope it goes well across the world with everyone who watches it.